Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I'm Karen Chaston and it is amazing to have you all here today. Thank you for being here. I don't know what's going on with my hair, but anyway, it is what it is. We don't really mind, do we? So today is going to be a little bit different. I am going to talk about clarity. That's what we're going to deep dive into today. So I'm going to give it a few minutes for some people to come on, say hello, let me know where you're from. And it is, as always, great to be here. So, hi, Kerry. Great to see you here. I've noticed, Kerry, that your email notifications seem to have stopped coming through. Don't worry. Each lesson is still being added, so log in and you can still get it. I've got my IT guy working on that. And for those who are wondering what I'm talking about my Revitalize Your Life program, which Kerry is doing. Hi, Ricky. Nice to see you from New Zealand. Hope it's a beautiful day there. It's a beautiful day in Queensland. Okay, so great to have you all here. I am going to talk about clarity today. So what actually is clarity? Let me just set up my screen. No, wrong way. Let's set it up this way. Exactly. So clarity is really clearness. Clarity is trusting the path. Clarity is a clear impulse of where to go. Clarity is not standing in a wobbly place. And clarity is the momentum that has no resistance. And when you're in a place of clarity, the feeling of what to do next is right there. So clarity, I just love the word clarity, because what I have found is when you have clarity in your life, you know where you're going, you know what you want, and you sort of know how to get there. It all just comes to you in this amazing way. Though when you don't have clarity in your life, that's where you feel stuck. That's where you feel like you're not really sure where to go. And because you're not sure where to go, you become a little bit overwhelmed with what to do. And that can lead you into the lower vibrations, feelings of feeling depressed and sadness and grief and all those sort of things. So at the Chaston Centre, we assist people to have more meaning in their life, to make their life more for meaningful living is my tagline. And it is about you actually gaining the clarity so you can figure out what meaningful living is all about. So today, for the next, 40, 45 minutes, we're going to deep dive into how you can gain more clarity in your life. Because when you know where you're going, it's so much easier. And let's face it, don't we all just want to know what to do, who to be, where to go, and how to have more joy and fulfillment in our life? And that's what clarity is about. Now, the clarity saying that you can see is from Adrian Hicks. Now, Adrian Hicks is the guy from Esther Hicks, Esther and Jerry. Jerry's now passed, and he's the one that gives a lot of guidance, and I highly recommend checking them out, and you'll receive these amazing insights from them each and every day. So hello, Cassidy, great to see you here. Yeah, right. So clarity is what we're going to do. So we're going to deep dive into clarity. So why do I want you all to know how to bring clarity into your life? Well, because I am a beyond loss expert. Now, there are over 40 different loss events in our lives. And the fact that there is over 40, it means that each and every one of us are going to have multiple major losses throughout our lives. But have you noticed that we've never really been taught how to move beyond loss? We get stuck in it. We get stuck in the overwhelm. And because we've never really been taught how to do it, we've been sort of making it up for centuries and centuries and centuries. And we've all have these cliches and these beliefs about what to do. But at the end of the day, most of them are not working, because most of us go into avoidance. Why do you think we have created $1 trillion alcohol and pharmaceutical industries? Why do you feel that the suicide rate is growing and growing and growing each year? And it's because we don't know how to move beyond loss. We don't know how to create clarity in our life of what to do now that this loss event has occurred in our lives. So we get stuck. And, you know, as I said, there's over 40 different loss events. Let me go full screen on this so you can actually have a look at what some of these 40 are. And if you look at them, you can clearly see that you've had multiple already. You know, I've done these calls many times, and the highest I've had was one lady saying, I've had 21 of those. You know, 21 of the plus 40 is huge. But it's about us knowing that loss actually comes to us to assist us to maybe pivot or to maybe create a better everyday life. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to assist people to realize that loss is not the end of the world. You know, I've had great many losses in my life. You know, I adopted my daughter out when I was 16. What a huge loss that was. I have a son who passed away 9.5 years ago in July 2011. And even though he's not here physically, I spend more time with Dan than I do with his two brothers who are in this realm. So we all are going to have multiple loss events, but it's all about us gaining the clarity and the understanding on what is the best way forward from here. And that's what we're going to explore today, is what is the best way forward for us. Okay, so let me come back here and I'm going to share my screen again with my beautiful slides. So at the Chaston Centre, we have 9 areas of life. And, you know, I've seen them anything from 6 or 7 up to, I think, 12 or 13. But I purposely chose 9. And the reason I chose 9 is, to start with, 9 is a birthing number. You know, we are 9 months pregnant until we birth something, it's an amazing baby into the realm. So I really like 9. 9 is also an end of a cycle number. So I feel that with 9, the energy of 9, it's really important for us to have that many areas in our life so that when we actually start to focus on all areas of our life. Now, I said focus. I didn't say spend the same amount of time in each area of our life. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They seriously think that they have to spend the whole same amount of time in each area of life. So that's why they ignore most of them. But it's not about the amount of time you spend in each area. It's about the quality of you focusing on it, because what you focus on grows. Okay, what matters in your life will thrive. So it's about you actually each week just tapping into each of the areas of your life. How can I enhance this? Where did I do good this week? Where can I improve next week? And that's where you grow and grow and grow. And that's how you create balance in your life. Hence why we have a wheel, so that we can see that it's all balanced and it's all rolling along smoothly as we journey through life. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to give you a great little exercise, and you can write notes or you can watch the video later. It's totally wherever if you have to go, but just know that it will be permanently on where you're viewing it now. And you could be viewing it on the spiritual events page, or you could be actually viewing it on the Chaston Centre Facebook page under Karen Chaston. So yeah, so this is really cool. So let's get started, and let's start to realize that you can always bring, I've gone too far, let me come back here. You can always bring clarity into your life. So as I said, clarity, it's about creating clearness on where to move forward. So what is the first step for you to gain clarity into your life? So as always, I am going to, and please ask questions as we go along. So I'm going to put them here and then I'll bring them up in front of you so that you can easily see how you can create clarity in your life. So the first step is for you to begin to do the deep dive within yourself to find what is meaningful for you. Now, we're all unique. We're all different, right? But we all do have a lot of similarities. So when you start to deep dive into you and look at those 9 areas of life, and for today, we'll just look at one. And let's look at which one will we choose. Actually, emotionally. We're going to look at you emotionally, because when you are grieving, your emotions are running rampant and you really don't do the deep dive into understanding what these are about. Okay, so it's about you to find what's meaningful in your life from an emotional perspective. Now, when we have a lot of emotions coming at us, especially after we've had a loss event, we push them aside. We avoid them. We do anything that we can so that we don't have to. For example, when Dan passed away, I literally went straight back to work the day after his funeral, working more, eating more, drinking more. I was living to the cliche of just give it time and everything will be all right. But of course it wasn't. I became angrier and angrier and angrier and unhealthier and unhealthier and unhealthier because I was avoiding the tactic. I was avoiding the deep diving into my emotions to understand what they were about. Emotions, energy in motion. So it truly is about us having the emotion come in, us asking a whole lot of questions about what it's about, finding the answers, and then allowing the emotion to do its job and move through you. And then, of course, you'll get a different emotion, and then you do the same process with it. So when you're trying to find clarity in your life, your emotions are the greatest place to start, because when you have clarity of what this emotion is about, they'll stop coming because you've received the gift. You've received the answer as to why you are feeling that way. You can start to actually know that you've received the message. So you'll have clarity of moving forward. Now, of course, what we're talking about, you're going to do in every area of your life. And I highly suggest that you just do a different area of your life each day. And sure, some areas will take longer. Like if you look at yourself physically, it's the way you move, it's the way you eat, it's the way that you actually start to listen to your body, because your body does talk to you. So, it's not going to take just 9 days for you to do this. But the more that you deep in and dive in, and the more that you begin to find what is meaningful for you in this area of your life, because then you can go, right, this is where I am and this is where I want to be. So what is it that I can do that can close that gap and close that gap and close that gap so that I actually end up over there? Because I've taken those action steps all the way along to end up over there, which is just an amazing thing. So keep typing in your questions or anything, and I will answer as we go along. Because as I said, we're going to give you clarity in all areas of your life. Because when you have clarity in your life, that's when you can take those action steps each day. Actually, you jump out of bed each day, excited and joyful and fulfilled in knowing that what you're about to do today is going to make a huge difference to you becoming the person that not only you came here to be, that you've been desiring to be. And a lot of the times we stop ourselves. We don't think we're worthy enough. But I can tell you right now, I know you're worthy enough. I know that you are worthy of creating and living any sort of life that you have even thought about or dreamt about. The fact that it's even come to you in a thought or a dream or a feeling, it's yours. And that's what we need to know. We brush these things away and go, no, I couldn't do that. I can't be that person. Well, I'm here to tell you that today you can be that person. You can definitely become that person. Okay, I can see Cassidy has written something. My mum passed of cancer in October. My condolences, Cassidy, for your loss. My dad is hospitalised with cancer right now. I've just been angry and busy without stopping for months, and I don't even know how to process any of this. Okay, Cassidy, there's a few things you can do, because now this is a fantastic that not only are you on it today, but you are actually sharing what you're about, because we can assist you with that. And the gift of loss, my Beyond Loss programs, which I call the gift of loss, and I totally understand that everyone goes, how can you say there is a gift in any sort of loss? Karen, you lost your son. The gift isn't in the loss event. The gift comes with you, with you working through all of the losses in your life, you finding the gift that they have brought to you, and then you becoming that person. You know, no one wants to lose their mum or their dad or their child or their friend. No one wants to get divorced, you know, even though that their relationship isn't as amicable as it was when they first got together. But things happen in our lives. And when we start to look at things from a different perspective, and that's really what I do, is I assist people to see things differently. You know, I was on a call earlier today with a lady, and she was really angry that her family hadn't been there for when her partner of 23 years had passed away. She said they never talked about him. I would bring photos of him and they would never mention it. They, you know, just weren't there for me. And I said, but were they the right people to be there for you? And she went, probably not. And I said, so aren't you grateful that they weren't there for you? And she went, oh, yeah, I guess so. You know, it's a completely different perspective. So that's what I assist people to do. I assist people to look at things differently, to look at their life and to realize that you are the only person that you will be spending your entire life with. There is no one else that you hang out with 24/7. And no matter what happens in your life, nothing happens to you. It all happens for you. We're all on a spiritual journey. We all have created these things to happen to us in our lifetime so that we can learn and grow. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say any of it is easy. But when you take the time to deep dive into what has happened and gain the clarity and the understanding and the love and the joy and become fulfilled and be able to move forward and create your better everyday life, you will sit back and you'll go, wow, what a hell of a ride. But I'm here. And I have learned and grown so much, not only about me, but about other people. And that's what it's about. It's about you doing that deep dive into you. And it's not easy. Look, if you've been on my shows before, you probably would have heard me say that Rumi, you know, says that when they were creating and designing the world, our creator, no matter what you want to call him, the universe, God, the creator, said we need to put many gems into the planet so that people can find them. And they said, let's put them in the mountains. And God said, no, they'll easily climb the mountains. They'll drill through the mountains. They'll find them too easily. And someone else said, I know, let's put them in the bottom of the ocean. It's so deep in so many places. That's a perfect place to put them. And he went, no, they're really smart. They'll go there really easily. Let's not put them there. And then he went, I've got it. I'm going to put all of the gems inside of each and every one of them. They won't easily go there. Well, today is the day that I highly suggest that you start to say, I'm going there. Because you have so many gems inside of you, so many things to remember that you already understand. So it's really great for you to start to do it. And that's why it's all about the clarity. So Cassidy, thank you for that. I highly suggest that you either email me, which I'll put at the end of the show, or I suggest that you reach out, or you go into, as Kerry just said, start to look at the Revitalize Your Life course, which is a 45-day activities where I send you a new activity so that you can start to come back and know who you are. Because with the thousands of people that I have worked with, there is one thing that the majority of them, like 95% of them, have in common. It's the fact that they've disconnected to themselves. They could have been looking after other people all of their life. They could have been putting themselves continually last and giving up on their dreams. And slowly things chip away at who they are. And then this loss of man happens and they don't know who they are, which is why they end up grieving and suffering and depressed, because they've lost this person who has been their life and they don't know what to do. So this Revitalize Your Life assists you to reconnect to you. It's a 45-day series. It takes about 45 minutes each day for you to do. You'll get your own little area where you can log on, where you can receive the activities. I'll send you an email if the email system works properly. But whoever I send it to you or not, the activity gets loaded into your special area where you can log on and you can do that activity. So you can reconnect to you. So I highly recommend that that's where you start. And then when you have reconnected to who you are, that's when it's perfect for you to do my Beyond Loss program, because then you have clarity, but more importantly, you've got your strength back. You've got your love back. You've got your I'm important in my life back, and that will assist you. Okay, so let me just read some things. Thank you, Kerry, for saying how much it has helped you. I think you're up to like nearly day 20, aren't you? So you're about halfway through there, which is amazing. And I'm so glad that you understand yourself better and how to deal with loss. I'm grateful for you to saying that. Okay, Julie, I'm on a self-discovery path at the moment. Fabulous. Must myself be mum now? My children are teens. You know, when I showed you the loss events early on, and, you know, when you look at being a mum, loss of identity is huge. You know, you become an empty nester. That is huge. But the funny thing about it is, you know, a job as a parent is we don't own our children. We just have them for a little while so that we can assist to mold them into becoming adults, so that we can sort of assist them to fly the coop, and we push them out. But, you know, they keep coming back. My God, I left and I never went back, but that's a different generation to a lot of our children. But it is about realizing that they're just on loan to us, and it is about us pushing them out and knowing that we've given them the amazing grounding and understanding so that they can be fantastic adults, that they can contribute to the world, to society, and be of service. And isn't that all we ever want? But I totally get it, Julia. A lot of us do that. We put ourselves last for these 18, and if we have 3 or 4 kids, you know, it's 20, 25 years. We put ourselves last, and then they're all gone, and we're like, oh, what about me? You know, what happened to me? And that's what I highly recommend. And I understand you're on a self-discovery path. The Revitalize Your Life, Julia, will assist you because I deep dive into 45 different things, which, things like you matter, your emotions matter, your vitality matter, your joy matters, your clarity matters. And that's why I love sharing this to help people to go there. Okay, Cassidy, thank you. Yeah, I really do. And, it's amazing. And I purposely, have made it a 45-day course. It's $1 a day. It's $45. And, Kerry will, back me on this. What you receive is unbelievable. I could easily sell it for 10 times and people would still say, what amazing value. But I've purposely made it $1 a day so that people can start to get back to who they are, so that they can gain the clarity, so that they can heal from their loss events. There's over 40 different loss events. The more that we heal, the more that we can assist others to heal, the more that we can create the world where we all want to live there. We can bring love and joy and clarity into the world. Every night before I go to bed, I close my eyes and I visualize the world in my hands. And I sort of spin it around in my hands. And I thank all of the people for being here at this time. I thank them for joining me on my life's journey. And I send them love and blessings and healings. It is the most amazing way to go to sleep. And then the next thing I know, I'm awake and I have slept through the whole night, because as we send out is what we receive back. So sending love and healing and joy and clarity and fulfillment into the world, that's the world that we're creating. So I highly recommend it. But anyway, right, so let's now get back. Hi, Tracy. Thanks for asking Angela to come and join us today. I'm having fun. I don't know about you. Like, we're only on number 1. So let's go on to number 2. So the first thing you do to seek clarity is obviously you start to do the deep dive into yourself, into the whole 9 areas of your life. Because the more that you do that deep dive into you, the more that you can start to know who you want to be and where you want to go. Like, so many times we expect all these things to happen in our life, but we don't even give it direction. But step 2 is for you to then to start to utilize all of your senses, right? So what do I mean by start to utilize all of your senses? So what we're going to do, let me just bring it up as soon as it's posted. Here it is, number 2. So we start to utilize all of your senses in order to visualize the best version of yourself. Right, so here's a little trick. You may or may not know this. Our subconscious does not know the difference between what we visualize and see and feel to what's reality. So why not start to create who you want to be, the life you want to live in your visualizations? But it's not a matter of just sitting there and visualizing it, if your eyes closed. It's a matter of feeling it. It's a matter of walking it, touching it, tasting it, really getting way into it so that all of your senses, even your 6th sense, is actually really like into it and can see you being that person in whichever area of life you want to be. So if you are feeling depressed, right, and you know that you can't go from joy to love, depression to joy to love, it is a better feeling for it. And it's a matter of stepping up the vibrational scale. But it is starting for you to feel the next vibration up and starting to say, well, I'm just sad now. I'm not depressed, but I'm sad, but I'm working through it. And then you move up a bit until you come into neutral, and then you can start to feel a little bit better and continually, and then you can start to see. So that's what it's about. It's about you starting, once you've got the clarity and you're going, well, this is sort of where I want to be because I've done this deep dive and dreaming big. Then you start to see yourself. Say, for example, it's this job that you're trying to get clarity on, right? And it's a job that you feel is probably a couple of rungs up the ladder that you think, oh no, there's no way I can do it. Start to visualize yourself walking into your office and sitting down and doing the work and talking to people and the way that you talk to them. Start to hear it and start to really just feel into it as much as you can, right? That's the second step. So you've gained a bit of clarity on who you want to be and where you want to be in step one. Step two is you're starting to use all of your senses to deep dive into who that person will be. Then we go to step three. Now, step three, just let me copy it and bring it in for you, is like they're all really important steps. So a lot of people, you know, I've never actually read the book, The Secret, but a lot of people have, and I know what it's about without even reading it. So The Secret is a lot of people, they said to do all these sort of things, but then people just sat back and then waited. And they're like, well, wait a minute. Why isn't this coming to me? I've done those steps. But they missed the step three. They didn't really read what step three was about. And step three is for you then to figure out what are the action steps that I need to take that will get me from where I am today to what I've been envisioning, what I've been really feeling into and, you know, hearing and tasting and really vitalizing and really, really wanting it. So what is that? So that's what you've got to do. You've got to really deep dive into figure out the steps that will take you from where you are today to what you've been visualizing. Because until you figure out what those steps are, it's not going to happen just because you're visualizing it. That's putting it into your psyche and into your subconscious or unconscious, whatever you want to call it. And then you can start to go, wow, this is what I really want. I now can see the action steps, you know, and some action steps may take a year to do. They may even take 10 years. But as long as you've put that date in your calendar that says, if I take these 10 years action steps, I will go from where I am now to where I want to be. And you know what? It probably won't take 10 years. Well, probably, even if it was a degree that you had to do, 3 or 4 years. Okay, part-time, maybe. But at least you're taking those action steps each day, which is moving you closer and closer and closer to where you'd like to be. So this is the beauty of gaining clarity in your life. Then, of course, step 4 is, now that you've figured out all the action steps, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what step 4 is. Yes, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what it is. It's then you take the action steps. Okay, oh, wait on, let me post it and get it up there. So then step 4 is for you to take the action steps, to do something to close that gap. Okay, and the best way to take the action steps is once you've figured out the steps, you know, figure out the order of them and you figure out how long they'll all take, then you stick them in your calendar. And when they come up in your calendar, you do it. You don't move it for any reason. You don't look at something and go, well, tonight I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Oh, wait a minute. My friends have just asked me out for drinks. I'm going to cancel what I was going to do and I'm going to go for drinks. Going for drinks, is that moving you closer to where you want to be, to that person that you've been spending a lot of time, you know, visualizing and creating all of your senses and getting ready for it? Is those drinks going to really move you closer to that person? The answer is no. And you know the answer is no. So it's about you learning how to say no to others and yes to yourself. And sometimes it's not easy. And sometimes you will be saying yes to others because you're still a social person. And it's important for you to remember that. But it's also important for you to remember that you are the only person in your life that you will be spending 24/7 with. You're the one that is going to be there at the end. You're the one who's been there every single step of the way. So it's important for you to create the life of your dreams, not someone else's, your dreams. Okay, nearly there. I hope you're enjoying this. Put some comments in. I'd love to hear how you're going with this and if this is actually assisting you to actually realize that when you have clarity in your life, there is nothing that can stop you from becoming the person that you'd like to be. And once you realize that you, above everyone else, or as much as everyone else, deserve to live a life that is filled with joy and love and clarity, fulfillment. Thank you, Beck. I'm so glad this is assisting everyone. Okay, so that are your 4 steps. And the 5th step is an easy step. The 5th step is for you to reach out, because I'm telling you now, you can do all of this by yourself, but you can also do it with ease with someone like me. I can assist you I've created it. I've done it. I have moved beyond a lot of my, all of my loss events. When loss comes to me now at the moment, sure, I'll have sadness in my life, but I'll also do that deep dive to figure out what it means for me now and what it means for me moving forward, because it's important for us to do that. And that's still honoring whatever the loss is about, thanking if it was a person or a place or a thing for coming into my life and for being part of my life forever, however long they have been part of my life. But also realizing that that is life. It's a journey of life. People will come in and go out of your life. And we will always have those beautiful memories. We'll always have an emotional and a spiritual connection to those people. But that doesn't mean that our life stops and we never get over it. And I've met so many people who are stuck, and it's all because they don't have the clarity to understand what to do next. Wendy, I'm glad that this has helped you so much. And that's, yeah, look, Wendy, it's never easy when our children cut us off. But as I said earlier, and I don't know if you're on the call earlier, it's really important for us to realize that nothing happens to us, it happens for us. Now, that's not an easy concept for anyone to embrace. And believe me, when I first read it, I sort of got it, but I had done a lot of inner work before that came into my life. So I now embrace it because I honestly know that no matter what happens in your life, it is happening for you. It is assisting you to become the person that you came here to be. And I highly recommend that you have a look at doing the Revitalize Your Life. It's $45. It goes for 45 days. That's $1 a day. It takes about 45 minutes a day. It will assist you to do that deep dive into you. It just gives you a different perspective. Every day we have a different activity and a different way of bringing you back to you. Because what I've found, as I said earlier, is that life slowly chips away at us. If you look at a young baby, they just are pure, aren't they? They are joyous, they are fulfilled, they are happy. Like, there is nothing better than a child's laughter. It just has to make you laugh, and it just fills you with joy and fulfillment. I have this amazing grandson who will be 2 in May, and his laughter, it just puts a big smile on anyone's face, whether you're DNA connected or not. And it's just amazing. And we were all like that. But slowly life and things that happen to us and things that are said to us or done to us, we slowly lose a little bit of us, and a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then a major thing happens in our lives, and we seem to just get stuck, and we just don't know what to do. We're like frozen, like a deer in the headlights going, I don't know what to do. No matter where I go may not be the right decision for me. But if I just stay here, well, at least I know what to do here. And that's what your unconscious is actually saying. You know that. Your unconscious is number one priority is to keep you safe. And they can keep you safe when you are doing exactly what you're doing now because you're safe. Sure, you might be unhappy and unfulfilled and depressed, but they know you're safe. But we all want more. And we want to live a life of joy and fulfillment. And in order to do that, we need to do that deep dive back into us, to revitalize who we are, to bring back all of the things that we loved to do as a child, all the things that brought us joy. There would have been an activity that you were really good at, that whenever you thought about it, you'd bring a big smile on your face. And you just go, I just can lose myself in that. And hours and hours and hours would go past. And you thought it was seconds. Because you were just so into what you were doing. Well, you can do that again. You can bring the joy and the love back into your life. Now, I'm not saying, Wendy, that when you do that, your daughter will reach out to you. She may. I just don't want to say that she definitely will. But there is a high probability that from what I have seen with the people who I have worked with, when you become the person who you're meant to be, it's surprising how people just flock to you, how you then have a new perspective, a different way of looking at things. And you will learn that there may be things that you'd like to apologize for. There may be things that you'd like to forgive. And there may be things that you'd like to acknowledge. Because when we do those three things in any relationship that has gone off the rails or has ended through death or separation or for whatever reasons, when we do those three things, it's surprising how the relationship is mended, whether they're in this realm or beyond. And that's why I love doing what I do, because I know that this will make a huge difference in your life. And all it is a new perspective, a new understanding, a new way of looking at things. As Wayne Dyer always said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you do change. It's amazing. So that is it. And as I said, the fifth step is for you to reach out. Now, you can reach out. I'm going to put a link in. I'll put these links in the links are in the chat. So you can click on the Revitalize Your Life and you can check out that. As I said, $45, 45 activities, $1 a day, and it will give you that new perspective, that new understanding. And Tracy, look, reach out. Just do it. I can tell you right now, it's the most amazing course. You get your own login each day. You have a new activity added. I'm not going to give you the whole 45 at once. I could, but the reason I don't want you to go into overwhelm. And I've sort of got them in a little bit of an order where they build on each other. And they really do assist you to get back to that clarity, to that understanding of who you came here to be. And it's really important for us to understand that we all came here to be someone. We didn't just come here to be someone's mother or someone's husband or, someone's friend. We came here on a spiritual journey to grow, right? And so many of us get stuck in the things that have happened in our lives, being righteous about it or being angry about it or being resentful about it, that we forget that we're on this spiritual journey. And I like to think of life as we're all in a movie. We're all starring in a movie. And the movie is our life. We chose to be who we are. We chose to be female or male. We chose the way we look. We chose everything about our lives. We even chose the majority of the things that happen to us. Now, we have free will, so things can change. That's why I said the majority of things that happen to us. We chose these things to happen for us. And I know it's not an easy concept for you to embrace, but when you start to look at things from that perspective, you start to go, why did I choose that? Like, who would choose, seriously, to adopt a child out at 16 and then to have another child die, when he was 27? Like, why would I choose those things? Why would I choose to have this amazing corporate career and then be put at a crossroads where I had to, I'll just post this link for Wendy. It wasn't an earlier comment. Here, Wendy, I'll chase it now. So why would we choose all of these things? Because it's so that we can choose to move beyond it, to grow in our awareness, to grow in the person who we are. Like, I am a completely different person to who I was when Dan passed 9.5 years ago. I'm a completely different person when I left my corporate career 8 years ago. The things that I do, the things that I say, the things that I look, the way I look outlook on life is completely different. When I was in my corporate career, I used to look at my CEO. I was a CFO, right? So I was like the second in charge of a publicly listed company. And I would look at my CEO and I go, wow, look at him. Look at him talking in front of all those people with ease. And look at him doing this and all and do that. I could never do that. How much did I hold myself back? Now it's the complete opposite. It's like, drag her off the stage, because who is she? And of course, the difference is that I'm talking about something that I'm really, really passionate about. It's a bit hard to get up on stage and get all excited about the balance sheet balancing and the financials, this and all that sort of stuff. Well, it is a little bit, but anyway, that's the accountant side of me. So that's what I'm saying. You can be whoever you want to be. You can do everything that you want to, but it's about you coming back to you and gaining the clarity and the love and the joy and the fulfillment that you deserve. That is your birthright, right? It's your birthright to live a life where you are thriving in all areas of your life. It's BS that we have bought into the fact that we cannot have it all. But it starts with you coming back to yourself. I always love the saying that if you feel that there is something missing in your life, maybe that something is you. It's quite incredible when you think about it, isn't it? When you feel there is something missing in your life, maybe that something is you. This is why I created the Revitalize Your Life. Okay, Tracy, I don't know why it won't accept your card. It's PayPal. Maybe go to PayPal and do a PayPal acceptance. It should accept your card. Maybe you typed it in incorrectly. It's set up to maybe do it through PayPal. It will work easily through PayPal. Either that or email me. Here's my email address and we can work it out when we go off. So here's my email address. But, honestly, ladies, this is, I can tell you, when I wish that I had this when I was like 20, like, oh my God, if I had this 45 days, would I embrace it? Maybe not. I don't know why the PayPal wouldn't work it because it's set up to, but yeah, there's my email address. Let's work it out offline and we can go from there. But I know PayPal definitely flows through with ease, so maybe use that. Okay. Are there any more questions? Because we are, we're coming to the end of another amazing episode. Thank you all for playing with me. Thank you all for being here. I love the fact that you're all here asking away, helping me to assist people to live and love their lives. Because let's face it, that's what it's all about. When we live and love our lives, there is nothing that we can't do. We can't be depressed when we're living and loving our lives, because we just jump out of bed going, I'm so excited about what is going to happen today. And that's what you do. You run to the next activity and the next activity and the next activity, and then you just love it. Oh, thank you, Cherie, for saying that. I'm just me. And that's what I want for everyone. I want everyone to be able to say, I'm just me, and I am living and loving my life, because we're all here to do just that. And, we're all here, I firmly believe, to be in service to others. And that's why I love what I do, because I know that when I had those major loss events, more 13 months apart, Dan passing, and then me choosing redundancy, which I never, ever thought I would leave my corporate life, but it put me on this path. That's what I'm saying. Everything happens for you. Without me leaving my corporate career, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be assisting people. I wouldn't be living and loving my life like I am now, because I would never have done that deep dive into me. I was too busy being busy. And that's, what we've all sort of lost. It's in the stillness that we find our love and our joy. It's not in the busyness. It's in that. Oh, thank you, Beth. I'm so glad that you needed these friendly reminders today. Fabulous, Beth. Reach out. As I said, check out the Revitalize Your Life. It's seriously the best value you will ever receive anywhere. 45 days of amazing activities, which will take around 45 minutes each day. Some are less, some are a little bit more. And then you will definitely be reconnected to the most important person in your life, your best friend, right? And let's face it, when you become your best friend, you talk to yourself differently. You listen differently. You look after your body differently. You just move better. You do everything. Yeah. That's what I'm, just loving about everything. And that's what I want for you. So that's it, ladies. I am leaving unless there's any more comments or any more questions. I've posted the email. I've posted the link to that. If any of you would like to read the ebook, I have an ebook also, which is free. The Life After Loss ebook. There's the link to that. So you can easily start to deep dive into the things that I love to talk about and share with people, because we've never been taught how to move beyond loss. And it truly is time for us all to understand that we can easily move beyond any of the 40 plus loss events that are going to affect our lives. We're all going to have multiple major losses throughout our lives. It's quite surprising when you think about it. If we're all going to have all these major losses, why don't we know how to easily move beyond loss? Well, I'm pretty sure that's my mission in life. So thanks for being here. Wait on, another comment has popped from you. Thank you, Beck. I will have an amazing day. I've got a few things happening, and one of them is also spending a little bit of time with my grandson, Raphael. So how can I not be happy? Exactly. Very, very special. Bye, everyone. I'll see you here next week at the same time, 11 a.m. Queensland or noon New South Wales. And always remember that you are the most important person in your life. So start to say no to others and yes to yourself. That's how you bring clarity and more meaning into your life. Bye for now. Okay, Wendy can't see the links. Which links do you want? I'll just post all of the links just here again under your comment, Wendy. There'll be 3. One to revitalize your life, one to, if you want to download the book, Life After Loss, and also my email address. So hopefully they're just under your comment. If not, you can scroll back and you can find them. Okay, everyone, have an amazing week, and I will see you next week.